your girl Shalae, and I'm back today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing getting your money back. That's right, guys. If you have been a victim of EBT fraud, cloning, or any of these scams, including text messages, then you want to watch this video. Now, guys, you can get your replacement benefits back for disaster SNAP benefits, as well as your emergency allotment SNAP. So if you want to know what is going on in the lovely world of EBT, my darling, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey, friend. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel, we discuss shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. Super easy. Click the big old red subscribe button down below, and you're in just like that. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like, because as you can see, I'm already ushering in the spring colors. And I'm filming in my office, so let me know if you like this setup, as well as if you want to do exactly what I'm doing. Guys, grab a copy of my ebook where I teach you how to build your brand on YouTube, okay? Now, we know all over the country, state agencies and people who receive aid through the SNAP program, they are reporting theft over here, okay, of millions and millions of dollars. And unlike regular credit cards or even debit cards, there's no refund usually when it comes to these thieves from the EBT cards. They don't have like any protections on them, right? So then this leaves the victim with really no recourse on how to get their money back at all. But guys, guess what? This is where help is on the way. Okay, so help may be coming with a new federal mandate that allows states to use the federal money, the feds money, okay? This is the big money to reimburse SNAP recipients benefits who were stolen through fraud, okay? Now, this federal law also calls on the states to increase their card security as well, okay? So we know back in December, the $1.7 trillion federal omnibus bill that was signed by President Joe Biden, it stated that states are required to replace EBT benefits that were stolen on or after October 1st, 2022 through September 2024. I mean, we haven't even made it in 2024 yet, okay? But this is the date range. And states have until the end of February 27th, that is this month, to draw up their federal money and get the money for the SNAP programs to reimburse these recipients who were ripped off. All right, so I had a video where I talked about the EBT fraud and scams, and so many of you had emailed me, so definitely look at that video as well. But according to State Line right now, the U.S. Department of Agriculture spokesperson said they have yet to receive a state's full application for this. And the critics are saying that, hey, it's not really spelled out on the parameters on how to make these EBT cards more tamper-proof, so there may not be any room for misuse, okay? But states can also use their own funds for reimbursement. Now, we've seen this before with a handful of states. I want to say California, the District of Columbia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Rhode Island. They had started reimbursing stolen benefits using their state funds, according to the American Public Health and Human Services. Now, this is not a requirement for a state to do. They can do it. However, this is where that Fed money comes in, right? So I know you guys are like, well, who is eligible? How does this process work, right? So per the omnibus benefit, theft that qualifies for such replacement includes those that have been card skimming, card cloning, and any other similar fraudulent methods. And this also occurs like if you have been a victim of phishing or text message or even phones. But we all know like that card skimming, it occurs when like illegal devices are installed like on ATMs or even maybe on like grocery store point of sales. But this is where they capture and record SNAP households PINs. And then the criminals can use this data captured by skimming or even making these fake cards and then steal all your benefits from households accounts. Now, this has been big, I want to say, starting last March. I want to say like March of 2022. but it may have been going on prior to that. But there are also, like I said, other similar methods that can be included, not to limit like scamming, phone calls, text messages, or anything that mimics like state official agencies, or we know as this is phishing, right? So as long as there has been a theft that has resulted from any of these methods, however it was done, you may be eligible for the replacement benefits. So those are the people that are eligible. Now, what is the replacement criteria? Like, how do we get this back, right? So replacement or stolen benefits for a household cannot exceed the amount equal to 2 months of the monthly allotment. So this includes your emergency allotment or your disaster SNAP allotment, depending on the month that's in question and depending on the timing of the emergency allotment or even the disaster allotment. So the household immediately prior to the date that the benefits were stolen. All right, so let me go ahead and break this down because I know that was a lot. So say, for example, a household reports that they lost $100 on March 1st, 2023 because of skimming. But the last allotment that they received was on February 10th for $250. So 2 months, so it would be $250 times 2, which would mean $500. You only reported that you lost $100, so you get your full $100 back, right? Super easy. But just say on March 1st, you reported that you lost $600, right? And we know that on February 10th, you received $250. We would still times that by 2, which means $500. So you can only receive $500 because that will be 2 times the amount for the previous allotment. Does that make sense? I'm going to try to have a calculation on the side so that way it can break it down for you, okay? So if $600 was stolen, you would only get $500 because they only can replace up to 2 months on there. Make sense? All right, so what about the retroactive replacement? How does this work for states, right? So when states go to submit this information to the FNS, the Food Nutrition Service, they will have to provide a description on how the benefit claims were stolen, in which quarter were the benefits stolen as well, and then they have to include when they're going to accept these claim benefits. So I know a lot of times in my last video, people were saying that they did not file a police report. Well, you need to go ahead and file a police report because states will have to include the appropriate procedures as well as a timely submission of your claim and definition on what they consider timely. Now I'm going to be honest, the timeliness should begin on the date that the household discovered that their benefits was stolen. But the omnibus bill, it does not describe what is considered timely. So if you didn't know back then in October and you realized that, hey, it was stolen and you was like, they're not going to do anything now, then of course still file that police report because they want state agencies within 30 days of the date that the household discovered that the benefits were stolen to go ahead and submit that request as well. So what is the procedure of the submission of the claims, right? The states are encouraged to provide a stolen benefits template to describe how the household benefits were stolen. So was this done by card cloning? Was this done by skimming? Was this done by text message? How was this done? And I'm going to tell you now, guys, since the feds are giving out their money, they are looking at everything, okay? This includes the possession during the time the transaction took place. So say if you were in Michigan and you decided to go run your card and 5 minutes ago, you went and swiped your card and you bought something at a retailer like Walgreens. And then an hour later, they discovered, hey, that you were in Chicago and now your benefits are being used. They're going to go back and define like the timeliness as well as check like their IVR system. They also are going to go look online and look at your transaction history and everything. So what am I trying to say? Don't do anything. Don't try to beat the system, guys, because at this point they are checking everything to see. And if they do show that, hey, this is indeed a loss, then you should receive your benefits 10 days after the report of a loss, or even 2 working days signed by the household statement. So at that time, you will have to include like statements as well as any claims of electronic or benefit theft. You also must include like a signed statement by the affected household. So you yourself will have to write a statement. But if you went and filed a police report, all those things will be included as well. Now, the state agency still may accept like physical, electronic, as well as telephonic recording, and even verbal signatures, as long as they are consistent with the signature requirements as well. So I wanted to come and talk about this video because this is something that hasn't really been discussed. If you were a victim of fraud, and I know a lot of people have told me that it's been thousands of dollars that they have received, you may not be able to get the full $1,000 based on the way that they're calculating it right now, but you can file up to 2 transactions within 1 year. So of course, if you were a victim of fraud in October and then again in December, you would be able to claim those. But remember, it can only be ×2 of what your last statement prior to that was. So if it's $3,600, you probably won't get the $3,600, but you will be able to get something as well. But remember, they are checking for transactions that are in and out of state. They will be checking for online, as well as comparing like household theft statements and then even stolen benefit trends as well. So I thought this was a great win. Do you know anyone that has been a victim? Share this video with them, guys. Let's get this information circulating. But as of right now, you are getting your money back. So states, go ahead and start processing that information. Hopefully by February 27th, everything has been submitted. And this is a story that I'll continue to follow up on. So let me know down below, what do you think about this information? Hopefully we can get a win when it comes to emergency allotment. Maybe they'll come up with some other programs, and stay tuned for some other videos. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you later, Gator. Bye, guys.